go ahead and hop up on this thing, y'all, and welcome to the Raw BJ podcast, y'all. Uh, People probably haven't seen I cut my hair.
Oh yeah, for those of you who are not clear on what's going on, do not adjust your screens. He really did chop the locks off.
I did. They're gone.
He's now unlocked.
I forgot this is the first time they'd be seeing me without them.
Again, do not adjust your screen.
No, don't adjust the screen, y'all. Because what you're seeing is correct. It is the Raw BJ podcast. Sitting here with the hottest producer, THP, joining us for another indie music moment. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
No, it's not a problem at all. The hottest producer. We want to get into some things with you. How long have you been making music?
Making music now for 10 years.
Okay.
So it's been a while.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Are you from Atlanta?
I'm originally from Ukraine. Was adopted and have lived in America for like 18 years.
Okay.
So for the past 10 years, I've been doing music professionally.
Nice.
So,
well, how old are you now?
I'm 20 now.
Okay, cool. And you said you were originally from Ukraine?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have any contact with anyone there now in your adulthood?
I don't know anybody there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's interesting. Fun little facts to find out about you.
Yes.
So where did the passion of music come from?
It was really my dad got me a drum set when I was 6. So we're going back from like childhood. This was way before I was doing music professionally and putting stuff out. And he got me a drum set and I just started beating on the drums and took drum lessons. And then he bought me a guitar, bought me other instruments, keyboard, everything. So I learned all those instruments. And then he got me a computer and I downloaded FL Studio on that computer and learned the software, and that's what I do now for a living is I produce music. So
that's incredible.
And it's a lot of fun to do. Yeah, it's a lot of fun to do.
Yeah. Do you still use FL Studio?
I do. That's my number one DAW to use. I will use Pro Tools here and there for final mixes whenever I'm sending it out to an artist. I'll use Pro Tools just because of the kind of the professionalism of it.
Nice. So you don't work actually like a regular job. You actually just do music.
I do work. I do fast food. So but the main job is production.
Yeah. I mean, you're pretty good at it. Like I've heard the stuff that you sent over.
Yeah.
Pretty dope. So tell us about THP, the hottest producer. Sounds kind of cocky.
Not I wasn't really trying to be cocky with it. I actually was on Instagram thinking of a new name because I was talking with one of my friends and he was like, Theodore Perkle on the track was too long. So my name's Theodore Perkle, and I was originally Theodore Perkle on the track whenever I started doing music. And my artist friend said, that's too long. He says, shorten it to something. I'm like the hottest producer. Because I'm a producer, so I was just like, let me be the hottest. So I changed my Instagram profile and changed the name. And when I go and change the name, it's a green check mark that is saying this username is available. So I clicked it, saved it, and the rest is history.
And here we are.
And I shortened it a little bit just because I've created multiple producer tags over the span of 10 years, and it's changed rapidly. And I wanted to shorten the hottest producer because that is a mouthful to say on a track. So I was like, what are the first 3 initials? and it was THP. So now my producer tag, y'all probably will hear it, is, oh my God, THP made this.
Oh, okay. I get it. I like it.
Go ahead.
I feel like I don't know, because before I heard how it came about, I totally would have put your last name into it. Like I would have been like, bitch, I'm the percolator. Like, are you serious?
Okay.
I'd be brewing hits. Like I would have
Percolator on the beat.
You know, like Mr. Perk is here. Like what?
Right.
Y'all got perks. I would have.
Perky.
For me, I would have been Percocet, but
yeah,
Perky set. But for others, like I would have ran that out. You hear me? That's a cool last name.
It is.
Yeah, it's probably one of the more interesting last names, and everybody's like, is it Pickle? I'm like,
they must can't read.
Those are people that can't read.
Right.
Yeah. So the best way to remember my last name for anybody watching or for anybody that's going to watch is Perkle is pickle with an R.
Or you could just read.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the reality is you're still gonna miss people with that. You're still gonna miss people. There are some people that are just never gonna get it.
Yeah. So yeah.
That's sad as hell.
It is.
So,
but percolator, just put that in your cap for like later on. Like just,
yeah.
you know.
Let's give us one song, but it's got to be like a boom, 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 booty shaking song.
Yeah.
So I want to know how, because you are not just a producer, you're also a singer, you're a songwriter, an engineer, and you have your own record label?
I do. Yes.
And you're the executive.
And exactly.
Yes.
So what's the name of it?
Pseudo Perkle Records. I'm thinking of changing it to TP Records, but I was just like, am I gonna get the toilet paper joke if I do that?
What about just Perkle Productions, like as an umbrella?
I could do that. So
TP
that is a great idea. Yeah.
and TP.
It could just be P squared.
P squared. There you go. P squared. P squared.
You know why? Because everything you do is at the right angle. I feel like you could run that. Like that would just be hard to me. Like if I saw that.
Yeah. P squared Productions. I like that.
Yeah.
So
that's free, by the way.
How
if you want to use it.
You know, our little 10% will come later. We'll talk. How would you describe the music that you create as a producer, as a songwriter, as as these different creative outlets? Because I imagine that you have, a different style for each.
I do. I've worked with, now 50 artists.
Nice.
Over the span of 10 years. And it's different with each artist. I've worked with country artists, pop artists, hip hop. Hip hop was mainly my biggest genre, but now I'm seeing in 2023, I'm trying to branch out and just trying to, if I'm like any genre, I could do it. Like if I don't know it, I'll research it and I'll make something.
Yeah.
So
what's up? It's good to be open.
Yeah, that's why they call me the hottest, because I can do literally anything.
Right.
So I also do engineering, like live engineering. So that's a lot of fun. So it's just like it comes with like using different parts of my brain. Like the songwriter is the more creative part of my brain, because I get to sit down with the artist and I get to be like, what's your image? What do you want to be portrayed as? And what story do you want to tell? That's the biggest thing I always ask my artists when I'm working with them. What story do you want to portray in this song?
Well, I have a question about that. Is it ever like during the consult, right? When you're talking to people like, what is your image? What are you wanting to portray? Is there ever a time where what they say doesn't match with what you hear musically from them? Like what you don't see it going?
Yes, I do. And
is that a hard conversation to have with people?
It is a little bit to be like, hey, you said this, but you're rapping about this. It's just like they don't match. And then I've had to sadly let people go because I'm like, you're mixing two different things, and we were supposed to be on the same page. Like you said that the story was going to be about this, and now you said it was going to maybe be about heartbreak, and now it's about getting a girlfriend or something. And those are two different spectrums. So yeah.
Okay, let them go then. THP.
Let him go. Let him go.
It ain't nothing that cut that bitch off. Hey, what? All right, let's get into it because I want to hear this first song. So it's actually not a song, it's just a beat, an instrumental that you produced, right?
Yes, it is.
And this is a drill beat.
Yeah, so I do everything.
Okay.
This is probably a little bit more New York drill. So heavy 808s and everything. So yeah.
Okay.
Everybody put your headphones on when you're listening to this.
Yes. So I wait. So I want to know, like, so are there different styles of drill?
There are. There's New York, there's UK, there's West Coast drill. Like there's anywhere that there's Northeastern drill, like there's all different types.
Is there Atlanta drill?
I think there is Atlanta drill, yes.
It's called Freaknik. No.
Have we heard it? I want to hear some Atlanta drill. Is it different?
Sure
how different is it from New York?
It's a little different. 808s aren't as punchy. Those New Yorkers really like to stomp on the tracks.
Well, New York is more aggressive in a lot of things. The music definitely, I could just assume I'm gonna hear more punches.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this track is interesting. The 808s actually pan from left to right.
Oh.
So you'll actually hear that. So that's a lot different. Like I actually worked it out where I was panning the 808s from left to right. So they're gonna bounce in your ears.
Well, let's go ahead and bounce, y'all. This is a drill. If you like this beat, y'all gonna get in contact with the house producer. Let them know where to find you at before we get into it.
Y'all can find me on TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. My Instagram and my TikTok are the same, the hottest producer. My Twitter is THP official. And then my Facebook has not changed. It's still Theodore Perkle on the track.
Period. On the track. Let's get to it, y'all.
Oh my god, THP made this?
It's Joe on a drill beat. Coming through like some stanky feet. But you better get out the way. Coming through, ride in that wave. I said, hey, it's a drill beat. Oh. I like it. I love it. I love it.
So I'm not wearing the correct headphones, but if I don't know if y'all could hear, but it does.
Yes.
It bounces.
I hear it. You know who I hear on that track?
No.
Definitely Jumbo, because he loves all drill, all things drill. He loves.
Do you know Jumbo?
I do not know Jumbo.
He's in SEG.
He goes to Georgia State, right?
No.
Is he Georgia State?
Jumbo is. I think he's a Gwinnett, right?
No, he doesn't even know him.
No. Then he must be at Georgia State.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's at Georgia State.
Yeah.
But he loves everything drill. Like he even went abroad. Like he was in Paris, and they were doing drill beats over there with him and stuff. So he loves all things drill. So, but this is definitely a banger. Like
yeah.
I was like my friends, my high school friend was like, you should make drill, because drill was popping back in 2020 whenever I was in high school. And I was like, I could try it. I might not be good at it, but I could try it.
Yeah. Well,
and then I go and shock the world with this, and they're just like, wow.
It's really good.
Yeah, so
what is the process for an artist that wants to work with you?
So they email me demos, like voice demos, or if they're already make songs, like send me songs that they've done, just so I can get kind of a general aspect of what they sound like, and then I do all the contracts after that. Like if I like them, then I work out the contract agreements, and it's $50 per hour, and it goes up from there. And then mixing and mastering is $300 flat fee for each one.
Period. Price is subject to change.
Yeah,
I love it.
We don't accept checks.
No.
No.
Our cash app.
The person that told me don't work for free was actually my dad. So shout out, Dad. So he told me, like, you're in an industry where money's kind of a base figure for what you do. So he was like, you can't work for free in this industry. So you've got to put a money sign behind everything you do.
He also tried to recoup the money for them drums. Ain't nothing free.
Okay. And that college education,
Okay.
shit. Probably trying to get some of that money back. Okay.
Oh yeah.
I love it. I love it. So the next song is In the Valley. Down in the valley where the girls get naked. Oh, what?
Which valley are you talking about?
Right. That's what I'm trying to. I don't know. You talking about down in the valley?
Cash App Valley.
Okay. What? So is this you singing on this song?
This is actually one of my artists that I've produced. His name is Fast Livin'. He actually is no longer an artist as of 2021, because he went to college and he said, I can't do this anymore. I was like, I understand, but I have produced songs that are in my royalty rights, so I can put those out. So he had to put up with that. So
cool.
this is one of the songs that I put out with him. So
Okay.
hope
Well,
y'all enjoy.
what's the song about?
The song, I think you really, I don't want to really spoil anything. I think we should just listen to it. Just give the listeners,
Mysterious.
give the listeners kind of, there's context clues within the song that will give you what it's about.
All right, y'all, pay attention down in the valley.
Listen.
And we ain't talking about P Valley.
Oh my god, THP made this?
I'ma have a party in the valley. I'ma have a party in the valley. Come if you want, come if you want, come if you. I'ma see you when I go to Cali. It's already done, it's already done, it's already. I'ma have a party in the valley. Come if you want, come if you want, come if you. I'ma see you when I go to Cali. Already done, it's already done, it's already done, already over. Looking for closure, drunk all night, cause I hate being sober. Losing composure, riding the rover. Better in the valley, then my heart turned colder. Freeze, freeze, freeze. Count my cash up, don't mind me. Not surprised that these hoes lie. Want me for my life, so exciting. Still count this cash up. Pretty hoes in my face, I tell them need to back up. Cause when all the money round, then they start to act up. LMOP at a gang, need to catch up. I'ma have a party in the valley. Come if you want, come if you want, come if you. I'ma see you when I go to Cali. It's already done, it's already done, it's already. I'ma have a party in the valley. Come if you want, come if you want, come if you. I'ma see you when I go to Cali. Already done, it's already done, it's already done. Now I'm high up in a rental. We got different sense, yeah, you thought it was some stencils. Lyrics in my head, write it down, pad and pencil. Got up in her mouth, yeah, you thought I worked in dental. Expensive drugs, expensive parties. Lying to my face, yeah, she faker than a Barbie. Ask me if I love her, and I tell her, baby, hardly. Only come around when she sipping on Bacardi. Play love games, don't get prizes. Need more cash, had to supersize it. She acting on surprise, but I can see it in her eyes. I'ma have a party in the valley. Come if you want, come if you want, come if you. I'ma see you when I go to Cali. It's already done, it's already done, it's already. I'ma have a party in the valley. Come if you want, come if you want, come if you. I'ma see you when I go to Cali. Already done, it's already done, it's already done.
Yeah.
It's giving me a lot of like young Wiz, like definitely Wiz Khalifa back when he was laid back and having the time of his life. Like when he's in that mode,
just kind of make me want to
definitely
get
gives that.
high.
Okay.
So
It's very Mac and Devin.
Oh.
yeah, I actually wrote those lyrics so you could actually hear, because the restaurant that I work at is McDonald's. So if you didn't hear, we put in the phrase supersize.
I did
That
hear
used to be a thing.
Yeah.
And then I was actually throwing shade at my ex. So
yeah, I
I
heard
said
some.
faker than a Barbie.
Oh Jesus.
And
That's hard to do.
Okay.
she would I apologize in advance because she's probably going to see this, but
Oh shit.
her favorite song was, her favorite alcohol was Bacardi. She loved Bacardi. So
To which we say,
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay. I used to love Bacardi back in the day too.
Still do. Ain't nobody, Bacardi ain't never done anything bad to me.
Right. Okay. So this has been interesting. I think that
I'm so happy I've liked both songs.
yeah.
It's been it's really good, and they're not necessarily like they're in different categories and still great.
They definitely show your range as a producer and songwriter, because that's
Well, I have a question though. There is something that I'm really curious about. You said that like your dad kind of started you on the music path and everything, but family wise, right? Is there a time when your parents are like, "What did they just say?"
Yeah, they were.
Theodore, I know you're not gonna let them say this.
Theodore.
They were a little disappointed. They were like, "You're talking about all this inappropriate stuff," and they're like, you can either stay here or you can fucking leave the door." And I was just like, "Oh," I'm like, "I'm gonna choose to stay." And I said, "I will be good from now on until I go to college." And I told them I'm gonna make better music with better artists. That was just a phase that I was in, that I was just like, I don't give a fuck. And I was just like, I don't really care what my image looks like. And then I had to kind of regroup in like 2021. I was just like, this isn't me. I was like, I put on a whole facade, and it's like, I'm writing about drug use. I'm writing about alcohol use. I'm writing about throwing shade and being toxic about exes. Like, it was really bad on my part, and I was just like, I can't do that. I was just like, I had to literally step away for like 6 months just to regroup myself. I went to counseling, everything, because I had struggled with alcohol addiction and all that, and it was just like, some of the stuff that I wrote about was really personal to me. And it was like I really hit it well, but I really shouldn't have hit it. I really should have just gotten help when I needed it, because it really became a monster in my life that I look back at and was like, damn, it's like, that was not me. So yeah.
Well, addiction is a big thing. It takes on many different forms, different shapes, different personalities, and addiction is subtle, and it's also manipulative.
It is.
So, I mean, it's a lot of work to have to do, and you're doing the work. Like, I'm really proud of you. Like, for people that are twice your age, they're still trying to get a grip.
Hello.
I mean, like, do you have any advice for people who might be going through what you went through?
I do. I was just like, anything, any kind of addiction, vaping, drinking, sex addiction, anything. Find something you're good at and focus on that, because it's just like, if you can change your mindset of like, oh, I struggle with this, let me go and do this thing that I struggle with, rather than saying, hey, I know I struggle with this, but I'm really good at this, let me do this instead of having to have a downfall of like, oh, I was going to have a drink. Well, instead of having a drink, maybe make a song. So that's what I did, as I turned to music to kind of clear my head a little bit and say, I shouldn't drink, let me go and make a song while my friends are out partying and everything. So
nice. Well, I'm so happy that you're on the other side of that, and that you have a clear head, because you're going to need it for our game of rapid fire. Boop, 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 boop. Rapid fire. We're going to give you 60 seconds to answer as many of these questions as you can. They're going to be fast questions, well, depending on how fast you answer them. You want to give us the first thing that comes to your mind, so don't even think about it. Just give us the answer, okay?
Okay.
All right. And go.
What is your deepest fear?
Deepest fear, snakes.
What is your favorite Christmas carol?
Jingle bells.
What is your last Google search?
Last Google search, AUD vocal chains.
Do you have your own Netflix or do you use someone else's?
I have my own.
What is your zodiac?
Zodiac, I'm a Capricorn.
How often do you floss?
I floss every day, twice a day.
Name an onomatopoeia.
I don't know one.
Summer or winter?
Winter.
Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
What was your best subject at school?
The best subject, history.
How would you cure world hunger?
Find all the food in the world and give it out.
If you could get rid of one state in the US, which one would it be and why?
Probably Ohio. They're very racist over there. So yeah.
Period.
Ohio got to go.
Like they're racist over there. Fuck them.
And take the cabs with you.
Right. Okay. And the summertime. I love it.
Oh goodness. I think that's the first Ohio we've had.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes, this is the first time someone said Ohio. But
have you had a racist experience out there? Have you heard of something?
I've heard of rumors that there's a town in Ohio that's really racist. Like they'll say there's white people saying racial slurs and everything. I was just like, that's not right.
Yeah.
And sometimes with like industry stuff, like I'm gonna quote somebody, Lil Mabu. I actually figured out on one of his songs he did say a racial slur. He is a white male. I was just like, is that okay? And I was like, that's not okay because it's a conflict of race. And I really don't want to get into that because that is a lengthy conversation. But it's just like I was just like, that's sad that he did that.
I agree.
But he got away with it. So you win some battles, you lose some. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, damn you, Ohio. Well, this has been I've learned a lot. I feel like I've gotten to know the hottest producer. I do want to know though, what can we expect from you over the next year? Surely you'll be having more beats, but are you going to be coming out with your own album, record? You are a singer. What's going on?
I'm gonna leak a date, June 24th.
Okay.
I am dropping a single on all platforms.
And you'll be singing?
I will be singing.
Okay. What's it about?
It's about heartbreak. So it's about me
Oh.
getting my heart broken, but it took me it took me over 5 years to make this song and to really get it out there. Because I was like, do I want to do this? Do I not want to? It's just like, so yeah.
What's the vibe? What's the genre?
Genre is pop. It's kind of happy, but then it also has sad lyrics. So it's a interpolation of sad and happy.
Nice.
So
Well, I can't wait to hear it.
I'm looking forward to it.
If you want to give us a little sneak peek, you got the email. Wink. Okay.
Yes.
So you're dropping your single, your first single, right? Next month?
Well, I've dropped a couple of singles, so I do have a full Spotify profile and everything, and I am a kind of established artist, if you will say. But this will be my first ever single that I've dropped solo, like singing actually.
Right.
So most of the singles that I have are either beats or songs that I've produced for other artists that I've just credited myself in. so I
Right.
get the royalties off of it.
But this will be the first song that you're actually
Yes.
singing, doing by yourself, right? Okay, so are you nervous?
I was a little bit. I do have to work on the autotune. Because I had one of my producer friends from Los Angeles listen to it, and he was like, "The autotune's okay. You can pitch it down just a little bit, like the autotune, just because it's very pitchy.
Mhm.
Like you can actually hear the notes when I'm singing. To make that autotune more normal and normalize that to where it sounds just like a regular vocal.
Okay.
So yeah.
So is that something that you are in the process of doing before you
Yes,
release it?
I am
Okay.
in the process of doing that.
Nice.
So yeah.
Okay, so what else you got coming for us?
Well, I produced for an artist. His name is Little Anime Kid. I'm gonna shout him out. He has a new single dropping in 2 weeks.
Little
So yeah,
Anime Kid.
yeah. So
Nice.
I can send y'all his stuff if y'all want to get him on the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah. He's not that big of an artist, but he has released stuff on an app called BandLab.
Mhm.
And so he got kind of big on there, and I was just like, how about you? So I help manage him, and that's where the record label stuff comes in. So I get to talk about this. So I've been waiting to talk about the record label stuff because I am a record label executive. So I manage him and I manage all of his social profiles. So I sit down. I'm actually going to call him after this podcast and just sit down with him and be like, how are we going to promote this for the next 2 weeks for your single drop? And I was like, there's an algorithm that I'm going to give a little game to any artists that are going to watch this. I actually got this from the VP of Sony Music. I was at a conference and he said, we like our artists to drop if they're a new and upcoming artist, or if they're an artist that has been established, you want them to drop every 4 weeks. So you'll do 4 weeks, 8 weeks, 16 weeks, and then so on and so forth until you get to the end of the year, and then you redo the cycle. But by the end of the year, you're going to drop an album. So they said, I think it's 5 singles, 2 EPs, 1 album is
In a
like
year?
in a year. That's what is like
doing it every 4
and
weeks.
just
That's what you come up with.
yeah, that's what if you can do more than that, it's just, do you want to tire your listeners? Because there's that risk factor of you putting out too much content and you overdoing it, and your artists and your listeners are tired of making songs, and they're tired of listening to songs because there's too many of them to listen to, and there's too many of them coming out at once.
Right.
And then there's an issue with that. It comes to, what song do I listen to? Like, say you drop 5 songs on one day. Where I always tell them, where the hell am I going to start listening? And then, like, what song am I going to listen to first? Or he had an issue with putting out a song and not putting a link to the song. That is my biggest key with artists, is put a link to your song. Where can we find that song? Because if I can't find that song, I'd be like, where the hell can I find this? It's just like,
and I'm not gonna search too hard to try to find it either.
no,
You will be no, seriously, like
You
that's
gotta
how it
make it easy for
works. You
people.
could miss out on a fan by, not doing simple stuff like that.
Yeah, and I told him, I'm like, it's simple, non-logical stuff that you just have to do as an artist. And I'm just like, any artist that doesn't want to do that, I tell them, this job isn't for you, please leave. And I tell them, I actually told an artist, I was about to sign him, And he was like, I don't like this. I'm like, get the fuck out and don't ever
Oh,
speak to me
shit.
again. And I was a little harsh then. I'm a little better, but I am still very picky when it comes to signing artists, just because I want my brand and my record label to look good as an entity and as a production company.
But what do
And
you look for when you sign an artist? What do you look for in an artist?
I look for commitment, that they're going to commit to the terms and agreements that I put out, and they're going to, they don't necessarily have to be good looking. I know some labels will base
Really?
they will base their artistry off of how many good looking artists can we have. But normally it comes with, can you sing? And can you sing? Can you produce? Can you make good music? That's what the end of the day, that's what I want, is can you make good music and can you make me money?
Right.
Period.
To me, that part is more important, because the talent is paramount. To me, you can make someone attractive. Hollywood does it all the time.
Yeah.
That part isn't hard. You just glow up people overnight. That's not a complicated thing. A couple extensions here, slap some wax here. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
you can make people attractive overnight. That's not the hard part. If they don't come with the talent and you have to cultivate that, good luck.
Mhm.
That's way harder to me than anything else.
You know what I tell them? If they can't cultivate talent, I might hit the books.
Right.
Ain't
nobody got time for that.
We're gonna change your name to the meanest producer. You're a meanie.
First of all, he is not mean. He is honest, and people need to be ready for honesty if they're gonna work with the Perkle.
Oh, the honest producer.
Right.
Yeah. I should change that. Yeah. And I always tell people, I'm like, I'm gonna be strictly honest with you. I might hurt your feelings a little bit, but if you can take a little bit of criticism, I'm all for it, because that's what the industry is. Like for NCEG, like they would say, don't be an artist if you can't take criticism. Like,
it's very true.
I mean, yeah, especially if it's criticism that's helpful, like constructive criticism.
Mm-hmm.
Like
it's only to make you better.
Yeah, like I was talking to little anime kid. I was like, you're doing well, but you've got to fix vocal structures that you're singing. Like, and I was doing vocal coaching and all that for him. I was like, open your mouth wider, like tape in a deeper breath of air. Like, I always tell artists that they're getting ready for tour, run on the treadmill while performing your songs, because that helps with endurance of, if you're running around the stage, you're not going to get winded while you're performing your songs. So, and most songs are actually performed a half step down from the normal original key of the song. So next time and they'll slow down just a little bit, not much. But they will change the key of the song because an artist is doing a 50-minute set, 50 to an hour or hour 30-minute set, sometimes 3 hours. You've got to have time to rest your voice, and you've got to have time to be able to extend your voice for that whole 50 minutes, rather than having 20 minutes, you're tired out, you take a 10-minute break, and then you do another 30. Like, that doesn't work for concerts. You have to go. Taking a sip of water there, talking to your fans. That's when you can get your breaths in, is when you're talking to your fans. That's what I always tell artists that are going on tour. Take the breaths that you are given. And if you can breathe. If you can drink a sip of water, drink a sip of water. I always like to say, do a cup of tea with lemon and honey and some water. That's it. Charlie Puth, I'm going to shout him out as well. He actually does that. So if you go to any of his concerts, you'll see 2 cups on his little table that they give you on the stage. And there are bottles of water and there are cups of tea. Because it helps warm up his voice whenever he's singing in those higher notes. So
Nice. That's useful information.
Free game.
Okay.
and normally I would charge people for this. Like normally
Period.
normally I charge people to give them game because I'm a well-known person in the industry. I was just like, I could charge you to give you all this information. But I sometimes will help out artists if they're going to help themselves. Like I'm like, I'll give you the clues on how to do marketing, how to do mastering, all that. Like it comes with, are you willing to put in the work? Because if you're willing to put in the work, I'll put in the work too.
Well, do you do like a master class?
I'm thinking about doing it. I'm working on, I'm trying to find a good class, like I'm trying to find a good like classroom to do it in. So I was wanting to do studio, but you have to have like an invite and everything to studio to be able to work on their platform. So there's a thing called teachable.com. And I'm probably going to use them. So probably in the next 6 weeks, I'll get that course created and then people can take that course, and it's going to be it'll be different courses. So it'll be all the different parts of me. It'll be the executive side, learning how to be an executive, how to be a good executive, how to run a business. Then there'll be the engineering side, talking about all the vocal change, talking about the mixing, talking about the mastering, all that. Then there will be the producer side, talking kind of about that, but then also about making melodies, making drums, making all that. And then the singer doing voice and all that. And then did I leave something out? Did I leave the engineer out? What did I leave out?
Engineer.
Here. How to use a mixing board, how to use hardware, how to use all of that in your studio. So yeah.
How much is it gonna cost?
It will cost, so it will depend on the course. I'm thinking for the executive course, it will cost 100 flat fee, and then for everything else, it will cost 250.
Nice.
So it is going to be a financial investment.
Yeah,
but it'll be worth it in the long end because I do have some good game to share with everybody. So if y'all want to spend 250 or ask for Christmas, hey grandma, can I get $250 to buy this masterclass?
Or get $50 from 5 relatives, if that's easier.
Yeah. And I'm also gonna do the thing where you can get like vouchers, where you can buy vouchers for the classes. To where if they don't want to pay cash or do that, they can just buy the course itself, or they could buy the voucher for the course. Like say that you want to learn production, your grandmother could buy you for Christmas the course. It'd be I think 6 weeks, and it's a 6-week course, and it would go through everything. It would go over setup, it would go over software, it would go over hardware like computers, everything. It would go over melodies, everything. It would go over 6-week process of making a song.
Right.
So for production, and then it would be 6 weeks from making a record. Like it would be more the music executive side of making a record, like marketing, ads, playlisting, all that. For the engineering, that would be a 3-week course, and that would be towards the end of your kind of course, where you're finalizing your mix, where you're doing all of your hardware adjustments, like your mixer and everything, you're mixing. And then for the vocal coach, learning how to use your natural voice instead of using auto-tune. because I always tell artists, I would rather want to have your natural voice on the track rather than having to auto-tune it, because then that makes me look bad.
Mhm.
So
So it's just a one-stop shop. I love it.
yeah.
Yeah, definitely. This is very, yeah, we definitely had to get some people your way out. We know a lot of artists, some who could really use your help. So
Yeah.
gotta send them
Um,
over there.
Yeah, just tell them that some of the services I can help them, but it's going to cost them.
Well,
That's-
yeah, of course.
So there's a saying, I don't work for free. And I don't. So yeah.
Period. Nor should you. The hottest producer, thank you so much for being here on the show.
You're
We've
welcome.
had an incredible time with you. I want to know, what is one message you want to leave for your fans, for your supporters?
I call them the goons.
Come on,
So,
goons. What you got to say to
um,
the goons?
I would just say keep supporting me, and there's new stuff on the way, and um fulfill your dreams, and the dreams are even past the skies. So yeah, they go
Yes,
beyond the skies. So yeah.
I love it. Clear to the moon, y'all. Tell the people once again where they can find you at.
Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and Twitter. Also SoundCloud. So it's the hottest producer on TikTok, SoundCloud, and sorry, it's the hottest producer on TikTok, Instagram, and SoundCloud, and then THP official on Twitter, and then Theodore Perkle on the track on Facebook.
Theater Parkle on the track, bitch. Y'all know where to find us at the Raw BJ Podcast on all social media platforms. If you want some of these handcrafted home goods down here, where they at? These, some of these handcrafted home goods. Okay, we got an ashtray, we got little shot glasses, a bottle opener, rolling tray. Y'all know what it is. Check out our sponsor, TNT Enterprise, on Instagram at TNT Enterprise 18. Brittany.
They're portable too.
That they are. Any last words, darling?
Yes, thank you. To all of our fans, I just want to say thank y'all so much for listening and watching. Home is where the heart is, and ours has always been with you. And in the words of Maury Povich, until next time, America, and all the other countries that listen.
That's right, y'all. Come back next time for another Raw BJ, and I promise we will all
THP
come
made
together.
this?
Bye.
Joe will be right back. He's checking the wiring.
Okay.
Don't forget to bypass the interface. I'm not the most technical person, but I try.